So I've become somewhat of a scholar in VTubers as of recently.
Thank you.
It was completely involuntary. I wouldn't condone the knowledge I've absorbed being put on anyone else. But since their first conception in 2016, and later popularity in 2019 to 2020, which has carried it all the way to the present day, where like endless mitosis, they've reproduced to the point where they are everywhere. There's a VTuber for every animal almost. I'm still waiting on a water bear VTuber though, or one that is inspired by a slot machine that has a gambling addiction. I feel like I'd.
Do you think that he'll ever make a YouTube video on you one day? Oh, I hope he doesn't, to be honest.
Them very well. But due to its popularity, there are a range of VTubing personalities. Some more reserved and safe for work, some at the other side of the spectrum, and then some you'd think...
Wait, I hope he includes me in like a VTuber video. Not gonna lie, I kind of would like to see like a cameo. You know what I mean? I would like to see like my little character used as like B-roll footage. You know what I mean? Ooh, ah.
I think we're on a different type of spectrum with whatever the fuck this is.
I'm hungry! Treat! I'll do a backflip for a treat! I'll do a backflip for a treat!
They make content, they stream, some have their own lore better than any of the latest Marvel movies. They have their own meet and greets.
Yikes! Yikes! Ooh!
Events. They even have their own concerts which sell a lot of tickets. The internet is infatuated with VTubers, and VTubing is accessible to anyone. If you can fork out the money for a VTubing model with multiple toggles and features, like a tit slider and jiggle physics, which is essentially like jingling keys for the absolute gooners of the VTuber audience. However, VTubing has become slightly oversaturated over the years, and it is hard to differentiate yourself from the sheer amount of VTubers that there is. But apart from that, VTubing comes with a lot of benefits over their fleshy counterparts, like being able to say the most abhorrent and viscous statements with complete anonymity.
Where's your fucking art degree, buddy? Where's your fucking art degree? Oh, you have one? Okay, Hitler.
Probably due to the sheer popularity and benefits of being a VTuber, you can now find many other content creators adopting their own VTuber personality. But with the vast amount of people partaking in such format, with a variety of personalities and opinions, it's only natural that some VTubers would be favoured over others, and some just outright hated. This brings me to the topic of today's video. One of the most hated VTubers that recently can't seem to catch a break, someone that had the complete opposite reputation only a few years ago, and someone I've spoken about before but never really in depth, Nux Taku. Yes, seen as Dumpy has recently removed herself from the internet due to people finding out that she wasn't in fact single and dating all her audience, which was a new level of parasocial degeneracy. She even invited them to send dick pics as part of the girlfriend experience, but she's gone now, and probably has a solid terabyte of uncut penis on her hard drive, and that one of the...
Oh, brother. Ew. Ew. Brother. Ew. Brother. Ew. Brother. Ugh. Dude, that's nasty. What the fuck?
The VTuber really doesn't count in this category, because most people still don't know they exist, which is partially a good thing. So the title now falls on Nux, as in recent years he's been regarded to be one of the most hated VTubers, and still to this day gets shit like a public outhouse more than any other VTuber. But who is Nux Taku? How did he become so hated, and does he deserve it?
I'm just incredibly famous on the internet, so people decide to try to cancel me on Twitter for some reason because they're jealous of my incredible success.
So for one of the most hated VTubers, you probably expected this man to have...
Is this what he actually said? Oh my god. You know what? I'm just the most hated person on the internet. People try to cancel me for my success. Low-key. Low-key. Bar.
Spawned straight from the spread cheeks of Nurgle, with malice and hate as his prerogative. Which isn't that far from the truth. Nux originally started posting on the internet in 2015, with anime-based videos which I cannot relate to in any way. Anybody that has ever made such content should be lined up and shot with hollow point 7.62 rounds, but I digress. Nux had made his start on the internet making primarily anime targeted content, which people actually loved. A major critique against Nux from previous fans seems to be that they enjoyed it when he just made anime themed content rather than the content he would later shift to. But we'll talk about that later. But in the current time frame, the gravy train was not ending for Nux. He collaborated with many content creators doing the same niche he was, that at the time held a lot of influence on the platform. And he even eventually reached over 1 million subscribers by 2019, just by once again doing anime content, and conveniently around the same time, by his own words, somehow got cancelled for the first time in the year of 2020, which was one of the first of many to come. And honestly, to Nux's credit, he has withstood a lot of them. You cannot take it away from him. Dude has tanked controversies even though sometimes it's down to his own actions. But his first cancellation, in his own words, was due to comments he made towards animes and anime characters. Yeah.
Oh, what?
We must have been very bored in 2020. And one of the comments that put him under scrutiny was when he referred to male anime characters that presented themselves as feminine under the title of traps, which I discovered recently has become a slur. Thank you for the 2020 slur patch notes 5 years later. And to be honest, I haven't heard anyone use the word trap in a while. The second thing he was accused of was being racist, because he pronounced Full Metal Alchemist like this. And the third thing was that he was sexist for talking about anime female characters in a negative way. But sorry to say, Sakura is a fucking useless character. I had to say it, she would have been more useful as a shuriken shield than anything else in the story. But out of all the controversies that Nux would later have, this one was by far the least impactful on his online reputation. But Nux's response to these allegations and critiques gives you a good example on Nux's online persona, which has persisted even to this present day. He kind of just told them to go f*** themselves, and he clammed on the people hating on him, and clarified he wasn't in the wrong because the majority of the time he was just talking about anime characters.
I don't think I did anything that warrants an apology, and therefore I, Lord D. Nuxanor, will not be apologizing.
This is the persona a lot of people revered him for. He was someone that had relatively no filter and was certainly unapologetic for it. He was loud, energetic.
Oh yeah, I remember people didn't like that word because feminine men were still thought as trans to a lot of people, so people just didn't like because of being called
satirical, and in his own words, he just loved the chaos and just flexing on the haters.
What?
That is also a term I haven't heard for a while. People loved this about him. It was somewhat of a breath of fresh air for that time, which to many's horror, someone with the same characteristics and significantly less apologetic was about to become popular around the same time. But all of what I've just mentioned was before he even became a VTuber. He actually only debuted as a VTuber in 2021, which mentioned before was around the boom of VTubing. Before his debut, he was like a 2D VTuber of sorts, using his character that looked like a black tar heroin version of Sans from Undertale. But he was never considered a VTuber till that day of early 2021. And compared to other VTubing models, it did get its fair share of criticism. It didn't track very well. Sometimes his lips didn't collaborate very well with what he was saying. People once again thought he was just a Sans Undertale clone.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Big boobas and tit sliders. Milky! Disgraceful. But many of his fans actually loved it. It collaborated very well with his online personality and content, but after this he did start to stray away from his anime themed content, with VTuber related videos and general trends at the time. Like I gave X amount to a starving Serbian child, and he even threw a few songs in there as well. But with his new type of content, he started to receive a lot more attention. Even with the disagreement from his older fans, he managed to reach 2 million subscribers. And even collaborated with the top echelons of YouTube, like Some Ordinary Gamers, Moist Critical, Umperville, and Lost Paws, who I feel like I haven't seen in a while. And obviously other VTubers like Bao and Iron Mouse. He even started a podcast in 2021.
Oh my god, the VTuber's name is Milky. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Her name is actually Milky. I know it's... Sure. I'm so sorry. It's I just screamed Milky. I'm so sorry, dude. I just screamed it. All right. No, for real. Her name is Milky Ways, guys. Yeah, her name is Milky Ways. Oh, I didn't know. My bad, Annie. Accurate response too. Even if it weren't her name, it's a valid reaction. Stop! Don't say that.
One with Umpabil
Don't
and
say
Mutaha
that.
Bao and Iron Mouse. He even started a podcast in 2021 with Umpabil and Mutaha, just talking about things that happened on the internet. And even though his older fans criticised him, his content had changed drastically, and he wasn't everybody's cup of tea. All of this was outweighed by the support and positivity for him. However, due to a number of controversies regarding his own actions, the tide of positivity quickly turned against him. And in the current day, he doesn't collaborate with many YouTubers like he used to. His content has mainly evolved into just slop reaction content. Oh, sorry, wrong channel. And on his second channel, he's dived into politics, which has also landed him in hot water.
Oh my god, this is like, oh, you know we lost a soldier whenever a VTuber dips into fucking politics, bro. We lost him. We lost him in the deep end, bruh.
And many of the people that were once close to him have seemingly distanced themselves from him.
Damn.
Many address him now with either infamy or just outright hate, which is very polarizing when compared to his previous years on the platform. But what are these controversies, and does he deserve a reputation that is essentially on the same level as a urinal cake marinated in piss?
The point that I'm trying to make here is, for some reason, I became the goddamn enemy numero uno.
Now, probably one of the first major and most confusing controversies Nux faced was in 2021 with VShojo. Conveniently not long after he debuted, VShojo is a VTubing agency with many of the juggernauts of the VTubing scene under their belt, like Iron Mouse, Project Melody, Zentreya, Fruit, and many more being added to this day. However, even before the events occurred, Nux and the talent of VShojo were on good terms. They created content together, interacted in the cesspool that is Twitter, and just all around seemed to have a good relationship. However, in 2021, somebody was targeting VShojo, and were pretending to be VShojo in order to gather VTubers' personal information to harass, dox, and even swat them. Some of the emails appeared like they were coming from VShojo recruitment, and one specifically was sent to an indie VTuber, where they essentially thought their dreams were coming true, and they were asked to join VShojo, but first they would have to put all their information in. In which the police then showed up to their house because they had just been swatted. Nux had received the same email, but he knew it wasn't VShojo. He got in contact with the VShojo management team and cybersecurity team.
What the fuck? That's so fucked up, dude.
To tell them what was happening and that potentially more VTubers are going to fall victim to this. But VShojo was already aware this was happening and were doing their own investigation. Nux began his own investigation by providing the wrong information to the email so they would contact him, and at one point they even flexed they had his information in a Discord server for some reason, which was provided to Nux by one of his apparent fans.
There's sources of info that I got, which are kind of hilarious. This dude was flexing that he got my real name and phone number, which he didn't, and he was posting it in his Discord servers, and one of the people in the Discord server that he was posting it was a fan of mine.
Nux was working on a full video covering this topic and spreading awareness about it. The VShojo cybersecurity team and management knew about this video being made and were communicating directly with Nux about the video through things like Discord, and he even showed them the video before it was released. This also involved one of the VShojo talents that was never named.
Someone is out there impersonating VShojo, the massive VTuber group. They tried to steal my info, dox me, and swat me, and they've successfully done this to many, many other VTubers. This is not...
Now, to Nux's credit, the video promptly spread awareness about the situation, potentially saving more indie VTubers that would want to join VShojo.
But there's a but. There's a but. But there's a but.
Just spreading awareness about general cybersecurity etiquette.
Oh no.
Yes, if you received an email from Jerkman saying you're the top 1% of Jerkers, and they want to deliver your own personal golden encrusted flashlight, they just need you to fill out all your personal information, they were probably lying to you. But you'd think people would rejoice at such a positive thing Nux had done. No. Yes, people did initially praise him for this video, and VShojo also thanked him, and one of the perpetrators allegedly had their information turned over to the police, but the positive acclamations for Nux quickly turned when many of the VShojo VTubers publicly criticized Nux for making a video on the topic with.
Wait, what? I'm so disappointed in you and her, what you are doing. Wait, what? I'm so disappointed in you and her that you are doing this when you full on will know what was truly going on. I asked you to take it down. We told you for our safety. What? Asking for you to take it down because I felt my safety was in trouble, and for you to go to the company and ask for numerous terms and conditions in return. That's not friendship. When multiple people tell you not to upload something in concern of their own safety, you don't. What? Wait, but people knew he was making the video. Wait, people knew. What the heck? I'm so confused.
Allegations levied against him of being a clout chaser and potentially putting them in danger. With the fact that many of the VShojo team had apparently told him not to make the video, but he did so anyway, and many of them just wanted the video removed, in which it was 3 days later. Now it's important to note that within the video, none of the—
Wait, I'm so confused, but he was with— they knew that he was gonna make the video. Or at least like the bigger staff knew, like the CEO and cybersecurity team and one of the VShojo girls. So confused.
VShojo meant, which it was 3 days later. Now it's important to note that with—
That's why this whole thing is a mess. Oh, so you do what people— What? You do want people to get doxxed? What are you talking about? What are you saying? Why this whole thing was a mess? What are you implying, blood? If that was a joke, you made a horrible joke. Yeah, he said this was very confusing. Yeah, this would have been confusing because like it just showed screenshots of like him and like the screenshots like him and the staff like being okay with it. They will get to it.
Within the video, none of the VShojo members were mentioned directly. The only other VTuber mentioned in the video was Saki, who was the victim that got swatted, and in fact responded positively to the video being made. So the only way this would put VShojo talent in danger would be inspiring other people to do the same. But
yeah, I feel like the only way to like put them in danger would be like you made the video to spread awareness. And they got mad. Oh. Like, I mean, I get it that like he made like the video to spread awareness, or like made it either to spread awareness or he thought it was really good content. Either way, he did what he did because this is like a common thing like happens that like within the VTubing community, like where you have like companies that like reach out to you and they're just like straight not real. But it's insane. Like, I'm just like, I can't understand because it's like this team, like this, like the CEO and one of the VShojo girls in the cybersecurity team. Like, I'm confused. I've seen this video many times and I never understand what was the problem here. He made the video to help them and they got mad because of like what? A lot of people sided with Nux on this one. Sorry, my thoughts were all over the place. My bad. Nux just did a reaction to the video a few days ago. But I guess the girls didn't want content made on the situation or some of them getting doxxed and stuff. I mean, I'd understand like if they didn't want content made on the situation, but it also doesn't help like when you have— I'm so confused. Like you have the CEOs and the cybersecurity team and like another VShojo girl involved. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm confused. I'm so like lost, chat.
Your talent in danger
What?
would be inspiring other people to do the same. But VShojo
I'm
knew
lost,
about it. Even one of the members was in
what?
the Discord with the cybersecurity team and Nux. And once again, they thanked him and even provided an official
Wait, they thanked him too? What?
Statement at the end of the video. But it appears the VShojo
What?
talent were not informed about this.
Oh, okay. Wait, it makes sense if the VShojo talent were not informed. But one of the girls were informed. Bruh, my brain is like explode. I'm so confused. There's a split down the middle reaction from the girls in the company. But I guess the girls didn't want content made of the situation. Some of them getting doxxed stuff. Bruh, I'm so confused. Why did nobody inform the girls? I'm so lost.
At all. Hence why a lot of them were denouncing Nux's video. And to make things
But it's not like they made the video, like, it's not like he made the video to, like, milk them. What? Oh my god, I'm so baffled. I'm like confused.
Hence why a lot of them were denouncing Nux's video. And to make things worse, VShojo
Can't the one girl there say the T? Who was informed though? It said, if you look at the screenshot, cybersecurity team, they're blurred. One of the VShojo girls, and the CEO. So they all knew.
video.
He did a good thing, but still got shit for it. It sounds like. Oh my god, yeah, I was thinking maybe one of the CEOs and some staff knew, but he mentioned it to them in a DM. This is when this is happening. Some wanted the video, some didn't. Nick said fuck it and posted the video. Is that like actually like the full context behind it? He tried to do the good thing, but still got shit for it. I think that the one girl was the one who got doxxed and swatted. No, she wasn't a part of VShojo. One of VShojo girls. She wasn't a part of the VShojo. The one that got doxxed and swatted was not a part of VShojo.
They thanked him and even provided an official statement at the end of the video. But it appears the VShojo talent were not informed about this at all. Hence why a lot of them were denouncing Nux's video. And to make things worse, VShojo management deleted their thank you to Nux.
What? I'm so confused!
And then went with a narrative that they always told him never to make the video.
What? Yeah, but she was going to be part of VShojo until she got doxxed. She was never going to be part of VShojo, guys. She was never going to be part of VShojo. She got a fake email saying that the person was a part of VShojo, like the recruit agency was a part of VShojo. And she announced, first of all, you're never supposed to announce whenever you join a talent agency. Second of all, she announced that she got into VShojo. And then days later, she announced that she got swatted. And then she found out that the email was a fake. What's up, Phoebe? Well, that's just messed up. Yeah, I haven't messed with VTuber since. I was thinking for someone who is it the same as giving the green light. Thinking someone is it the same thing as giving the green light. They basically backstabbed Nux when their talent didn't like the video. When did this happen? I don't know. 2021? Oh man. No, but they gave him the green light. You know what I mean? They gave him the green light in the DMs. There was, guys, are we not, there was screenshots, no? We just saw the screenshots of, like, him, like, talking to the,
made, and were communicating directly with Nux about the video through things like Discord, and he even showed...
Look! I actually did a lot of research and I found this out, including the fake domain and your failed copyright attempts. I'm also aware of which VTuber you're referring to. And I didn't mention them in the video either. I didn't even mention the domain he used, blank. Can I just show you my video so we can see what I said? Sure, that would help. Thank you. Yeah, they knew that he was like full well aware. There's screenshots. There's legit
them
screenshots.
The video before it was released.
See? I'm not trying to downplay or anything, but I really appreciate that you're providing information at 7 minutes. Do you think that you are willing to blur out the word from the screenshot for the purposes of denying for... Yeah, I could do that. See, like, they were all full well aware that he was making the video. At least the cybersecurity team, the CEO, and that VShojo member that was, like, blurred out. They basically saw the backlash and it backpedaled into, we always said you shouldn't do this. But what backlash? Like, it was just the talents that were saying something. It was just the talent saying something. That's fucked. I'm not gonna lie, that's low-key fucked.
Criticised Nux for making a video on the topic of allegations levied against him of being a clout chaser and potentially
I feel bad, not gonna lie.
in danger. But the fact that many of the VShojo
they folded under no pressure? Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Had apparently told him not to make the video.
Oh my god, I didn't know this lore. This is insane.
Anyway,
this is
and many of them just wanted the video
removed. They gave him the green light, and when VShojo talents didn't like the video and wanted it deleted, they backstabbed Nux, which is why so many people sided with Nux here. The talents have power. Yeah. That's why I said, that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Moved, in which it was 3 days later. Now it's important to note that within the video, none of the VShojo members were mentioned directly. The only other VTuber mentioned in the video was Saki, who was the victim that got swatted, and in fact responded positively to the video being made. So the only way this would put VShojo
regarding to VShojo's recent statement, the one statement that stuck out to me as being an entire lie was the one stating they provided support and help me in ways they could. After getting info from me, they have ignored any attempt I made to contact them since, so I'm gonna say BS. Ooh. Yikes.
Responded positively to the video being made, so the only way this would put VShojo talent in danger would be inspiring other people to do the same. But VShojo knew about it. Even one of the members was in the Discord with the cybersecurity team and Nux. And once again, they thanked him and even provided an official statement at the end of the video. But it appears the VShojo talent were not informed about this at all. Hence why a lot of them were denouncing Nux's video. And to make things worse, VShojo management deleted their thank you to Nux, and then went with a narrative that they always told him never to make the video. And everyone proceeded to pile on Nux. Now, if you've been stunlocked, it's no surprise all of this is very confusing, but to break this down for you like SpaghettiOs, this is basically a tale of poor communication, where the VShojo members were not told beforehand about this.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
VShojo member.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It just feels like the girls like weren't even told anything about this, and yeah, dude. That's what it just feels like. It just feels like none of them were told anything about it, and that kind of sucks.
That was in the group, apparently. The VShojo team thought they communicated directly to Nux that they didn't want this video to be made, with only 2 instances, one before he even started the video, and 2 when they were actively helping him with the video, where they didn't tell him directly to not make the video, and even thanked him for it. But when the VShojo talent had problems with it, they then withdrew their thanks, and once again reinstated their stance they never wanted him to make this video, despite once again being informed and having some part in it. They also expressed...
I'm about to watch this video later because my memory is stubborn on remembering that one girl who... was the one who got doxxed and swatted. She just popped up on the screen. What are you talking about? This was her!
VShojo...
This was her!
To the video.
This is her! This is the one that got swatted! The indie VTuber! She popped up on the screen like 3 times. Please! Please, chat! Jingle, jingle, jingle! Jingle, jingle, jingle! Pay attention! Jingle, jingle, jingle! This is the one that got swatted! Jingle, jingle, jingle! Jingle, jingle, jingle! Jingle, jingle, jingle! This is the winner! This is her! Jingle, jingle, jingle! Yeah, who was going to be... She was never gonna be in VShojo. Okay, let me say this clearly. She was never going to be in VShojo. She got a fake email claiming that they were VShojo. They asked her for her information. She gave it to them. She tweeted it out saying, hey, jingle, 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 jingle. She tweeted it out basically saying, hey, I'm a VShojo now. First of all, you're never supposed to tweet it out. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Second of all, she got swatted. And then she found out, jingle, jingle, jingle. Then she found out the email was fake. She was never, ever going to be in VShojo. She was hit with a fake email. That was it. They claimed to be VShojo. She was never going to be involved. Jingle, jingle, jingle. We all got the lore? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Jingle, jingle, jingle. We got the lore. I'm getting a keys emote. We're getting a keys emote. We're getting a keys emote. Oh my goodness. The jingle unironically out. I'm working overtime. Oh my goodness.
The only way this would put VShojo talent in danger would be inspiring other people to do the same. But VShojo knew about it. Even one of the members was in the Discord with the cybersecurity team and Nux. And once again, they thanked him and even provided an official statement at the end of the video. But
it's all good sauce, don't worry. I didn't want you to be confused.
Informed about this at all. Hence why a lot of them were denouncing Nux's video. And to make things worse, VShojo management deleted their thank you to Nux, and then went with a narrative that they always told him never to make the video. And everyone proceeded to pile on Nux. Now, if you've been stunlocked, it's no surprise all of this is very confusing, but to break this down for you like SpaghettiOs, this is basically a tale of poor communication, where the VShojo members were not told beforehand about this, except for the one VShojo member that was in the group apparently. The VShojo team thought they communicated directly to Nux that they didn't want this video to be made, with only 2 instances, one before he even started the video, and 2 when they were actively helping him with the video, where they didn't tell him directly to not make the video, and even thanked him for it. But when the VShojo talent had problems with it, they then withdrew their thanks, and once again reinstated their stance they never wanted him to make this video, despite once again being informed and having some part in it. They also expressed concerns about the one person he called a fan, who was the one that told him they were leaking the fake information, that they were a part of the attack and could be feeding him misinformation. That is the bare bones of what happened, and Nux was facing a mountain of backlash for it, even though his heart was in the right place and he did inform the group. I just wanted to bring light to this situation to prevent any further victims. He kind of just got thrown under the bus due to an apparent miscommunication with him and the cybersecurity and management team of VShojo. But when the dust settled, Nux just wanted to move on, and all parties apologized, including the VShojo.
I would personally, since I fucked up publicly, I feel the need to apologize publicly to you for my part in this and inciting people as well during this situation. As you stated, I do not condone at all and wish to move forward. All my people, sorry for the stress and confusion I caused. We've all learned from this, and I regret how everything happened. We all reached out in private and apologized to clear the air each other, and I'd like to extend my apologies to all of our community to clarify forward. Yikes. This is I won't lie, this is a massive L. I won't lie. This is kind of a massive L. I won't lie, you know? I feel like I kind of feel bad for the girls because it's like none of them, like, it sounds like none of them were really told anything. But also at the same time, like, they didn't have to, like, you know, I think that the way that they came at him too was insane. I won't lie. The way they came at him, like, in the replies as well, was kind of low-key insane. There's still some that didn't apologize or take down the previous tweets and not condoning his video for one. Yikes. Like a PR move? Yeah, dude.
Shoujo VTubers. But for his first major controversy, he received a lot of backlash for this, even though, once again, his heart was in the right place. And the real problem was the people doxing and swatting people. But the next one is something I've spoken about before, so I'll give you the cliff notes. But it's one that Nux regards as his biggest mistake, and one that took around 2 years to somewhat conclude.
And I made a huge f*** up. Without hyperbole, this was the biggest mistake of my career, and I am deeply, deeply sorry for spreading misinformation.
A fellow VTuber by the name of Tiger had a document created about them alleging they were a predator. The document was produced by individuals that were previous mods and stalkers of Tiger, and in 2022, Nux made a video with Moist Critical going over VTuber drama. Moist didn't know about a lot of these VTubers or dramas, and the video was essentially Nux giving a tour through the many controversies of the VTuber community and explaining them. However, he does eventually get to Tiger and says he doesn't know much about the situation, but then continues to convey the message they were a predator. And with someone like Moist Critical in the video, a lot of people saw it.
Left to money.
Is this HoloLive?
No, Taiga is an indie streamer who, I don't know the whole story, but Taiga was outed to be a
Now Taiga was exonerated from these claims a few months later.
Wait, whoa, that's insane.
Now Tiger was exonerated from these claims a few months later, and Nux did pin a comment regarding the Tiger situation under the video, and he even removed that part in the video. He also apologized privately to Tiger for this, but many thought the damage was already done. 6 months later, Nux brings up the situation on his podcast, once again saying he messed up, and he was going off the information what other people told him, and that once again he had privately apologized for this.
Like, I alleged it also because a friend told me, and I regret it because he, you know, I don't know if it's true. He ended up coming back with some sort of response. I don't know, this guy Bungo Taiga, and I apologized to him privately that I even alleged something like that, and like because a friend told me.
Now you would think this is where it would end, Nux somewhat apologised and learned his lesson that, you should verify information before voicing it, especially when it's a serious allegation, which he did do again around the same time against another YouTuber and VTuber called Rev, where they got into a whole kerfuffle and made a video, which was removed recently, with a weird comment from Nux where if he was to do a video on Rev, with his influence and podcast, YouTube would probably take his channel down.
If I make a video roasting this dude on my main channel, YouTube will literally deplatform him. Like, YouTube actually watches my stuff, especially ever since I've been on the Some Ordinary podcast. YouTube has really been paying attention to like what we've been saying, and I'll be honest, if I would make a video on him on the main channel, I do think he'd get taken down for either bullying or the whole weird pedo stuff.
But a few months later, he would claim YouTube are actively suppressing him, which just contradicts his past claim, but he did apologise for this around 2 years later.
And some of the stuff that I said in my old stream that I foolishly uploaded on Nuxanor.
Damn.
And yeah, I was definitely out of pocket when I talked about Rev like 2-3 years ago, whenever the fuck that was.
But with the Tiger situation, it wasn't done yet.
Oh my god.
Tiger thought it wasn't a good apology because Nux claimed privately they would publicly clear the slate regarding Tiger, possibly with another video with Moist Critical. But the video or cleaning of the public slate never came.
This guy Bungo Tiger, and I apologized to him privately that.
Let me be clear. Let me check exactly what he said. If I do a sequel with Charlie, I was planning on it. I'll try to clear the record more publicly. I'll also do more research. Again, I don't know right now, however, I'll try to rectify any extra damage I caused and hope you can accept my apology. This was in December 22nd, 2022. 2022. He said he was going to make a sequel video with Moist Critical. Video never came.
Now moving to 2024.
Yikes! Yikes! But he tends to, unfortunately Nux is in the wrong for misspreading information, but he didn't use information that was given to him at the time. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, bruh. I feel like if you don't know anything about them, just don't fucking, like, actually, like, maybe, I don't know, don't show them on the screen, or don't bring them up, you know what I mean? Don't even talk about them, you know what I mean? It'll never happen, because I think Charlie just didn't want to be involved. Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him, like, at all, dude. What the fuck?
Nux was still getting backlash for this.
That's on you. I don't think that you should be, like, oh, my buddy gave me the information. Dog, you're the one that said it, though, not your buddy! What the fuck? You said it, not your buddy, pal. What the fuck? Your buddy did not take your mic from you.
Video never came.
Now moving to 2024, Nux was still getting backlash for this mistake. People wanted him to take full accountability for this, with not just a pinned comment, not just a small segment on his podcast, and not just a private DM. And in 2024, he did apologise, saying it was the biggest fuck-up of his career, in a video where he goes over the unjust banning of VTubers on YouTube and mentions Tiger, who was also banned on the platform. He does apologise for the situation, but adds he wasn't to blame for Tiger's deplatforming.
And I made a huge up. Without hyperbole, this was the biggest mistake of my career, and I am deeply, deeply sorry for spreading misinformation and for causing any undue hate to be sent Taiga's way. I am sorry for how I handled that. I'm sorry for how I said it. I have tried to do better since then, and I will continue to try to do better in the future.
Now, he apologised again. It should all go away now, right? Not really. Many viewed his apology as disingenuous due to the fact he made comments around the same time previously contradicting the private apology, comments on the podcast, and pinned comment. So a lot of people thought all of his apologies he'd made were just disingenuous anyway.
Bro! Right. I thought you cared about, stood up for small creators. I do. Especially when the small creators don't have sussy interactions in regards to minors.
And still to this day, this situation is levied against him. Now, Nux, contrary to popular belief, wasn't to blame directly for Tiger's deplatforming, but he was to blame for the spread of allegations at the time, and how he dealt with the situation, often apologizing, then going back on his word, then apologizing again. He all around did not deal with the situation very well, and it did have an effect on his reputation.
Wow.
Something the next controversy, only a month later, would also do, and would receive 10 times more attention.
No way, dude.
Than any of his past controversies with the most lukewarm scenario. And that is the Jaden Animations situation. Now, most people know who Jaden Animations is. She makes animated videos, mainly storytime videos, and even herself later became a VTuber. But this whole controversy boils down to Nux that had just changed his type of content to mainly just reaction-based content, which many popular content creators do, like Asmongold and Pyrocynical, the Mounting Ugly. And overall, what? But people had a problem with Nux due to the fact he started reacting to Jaden.
Hello, Pure Social
and he would
Andes.
take the title on.
Hello, Pure Social Andes. Pure Social Andes didn't like how you title his videos, with one being like me and Jaden. That's like low-key cringe, to be honest. But it's also funny at the same time. You know what I mean? That's like me, like, because like I react to what's it called? Pezzy? That's like me like being like, oh, me and Pezzy played FNAF today, and but it's just me reacting. Me and Schlatt reacted to, yeah, basically. So it's like, that's low-key funny, but it's also cringe at the same time.
Or situation and involve himself in it. With a title like Me and Jaden had a good 10 years on YouTube. Or Jaden Animations talks to me about dating. Or me and Jaden forgot to file our taxes and the IRS found us. Stuff like that.
We? Who's we? There is no we.
It made it look like they were doing a collab of sorts, even though I don't think there's any recorded event of them interacting. But people were not happy with this, and a whole bunch of hate was sent.
Jaden and I gives off the whole and Bumblebee vibe.
To Nux, especially with the perceived reputation he already had. Someone made a fake response from Jaden, which many believed, essentially telling him to fuck off. Someone made a Google Chrome extension, which adds him to every YouTube video. And someone ratioed Mr. Beast with a meme, and he took credit for it. People made a Teen Titans Go reference with it, which was "and Bumblebee," which he assumed meant it was just kids making fun of him.
I'm getting cancelled by Teen Titans Go children. I'm being cancelled by toddlers. It's amazing.
Even though Teen Titans Go, yes, it is a...
Wait, would you say that he's being canceled? It just feels like he's like being laughed at. I don't think it's being canceled. I think people are just laughing at you.
bad sequel to Teen Titans, but it is pretty
Yo,
old
they're straight
now,
up
and
cooking
I think
you
it
in the
aired
replies,
quite a while
bruh.
ago when I was a toddler. But people that didn't know who Nux was before this just thought he was the Jaden Animations guy now, which I don't know if it's good PR or bad PR. But to be honest, he was just doing what every other React channel does, albeit changing the title slightly. I don't know why he chose Jaden. He wasn't framing any other titles like this, and he had already been doing it as far back as 2 years ago. But it was just reaction videos, which many people watch, so they don't feel alone watching YouTube in their dark, dingy basement. But anyway, now the last controversy, yes, we're almost there.
Is this true, guys? Is this the only reason why you watch React content? That's
Reaction videos, which many people watch, so they don't feel alone watching YouTube in their dark, dingy basement. But anyway, now the last controversy, yes, we're almost there. I know I've taken up a majority of your time, but let's be honest.
Oh, wait, he was talking about me? Wait, he was talking about me?
Chose Jaden, he wasn't framing any other titles like this.
Wait,
and
he was
already
talking
been
about
doing
me?
it as far back as 2 years ago. But it was just reaction videos, which many people watch, so they don't feel alone watching YouTube in their dark, dingy basement.
No, he's talking about reaction. He says people that like watch React videos. He said people that watch reaction videos. I'm reacting. What are you guys doing? Cat's watching a reaction. He wasn't talking about me, chat.
Anyway, now the last controversy, yes, we're almost
Where's
there.
this right?
I know I've taken up a majority of your time, but let's be honest, that time playing War Thunder or Dead by Daylight
What's
wouldn't
up,
have been
right?
time well spent, now would it? So shut up. But the last one, and probably the most impactful, was basically surrounding Loli. Now the topic of Loli has been debated for years now, especially within the anime community. On one side you have people that argue Loli characters in anime or VTubing is only an aesthetic thing focused on characters that are small or have a specific body type. A key example used by this side is Rebecca from Cyberpunk, which was a whole different controversy back then, but she did get absolutely balled on in the anime. And on the other side, people say they are depictions of children, and if you sexualize them, you are a predator. With the example, some anime characters seen in that light are underage. But how does this relate to Nux? Well, Nux was heavily against Loli publicly, saying along the lines, if you like Loli or sexualize it, you are a predator. However, many took a look back at Nux's history with some of the content and thumbnails, some of which have been deleted and changed over the years. Many cited he had straight up involved Loli sexually in his thumbnails or suggested such themes in his content. Even at one point he had a series where he would straight up show anime porn to other influencers to get their reaction.
He has the same facial expression as Tom, bro. Whoever made this needs to be in jail.
What were we doing back then in those days of content? Jesus. He even showed hentai that was considered Loli to his fellow co-host Mudaha.
This is a hentai? First rule, hug your little sister every day. Okay, it's fine, okay. It's just hug her for at least 10 seconds. There's nothing wrong with the hug. Yeah, it's fine.
No, the third rule isn't any weirder, so you don't have to worry.
Oh.
But he was mainly being called out for being a hypocrite due to the thumbnails and the videos.
What the fuck? Ew, who the fuck does that? Who the fuck does that?
What made things
Who just shows straight up?
significantly
Yo,
worse at the
that's
time
nasty.
was the Ava Chris Tyson allegations, where Ava was a supporter of Shadman, an infamous character online that drew NSFWR, and more notably drew NSFWR of Keemstar's daughter at the time, who was underage, which everyone viewed as fucking disgusting. But after the whole Ava Chris Tyson story, a post was made showing all the creators that associate with or endorse Shadman, and Nux was listed, where he previously included Shadman's art in his thumbnails, which he did change a few days after the video was released a few years ago.
Remember the video that I talked about that had a Shadman art in the thumbnail and I changed it? And people kept saying that, no, I don't believe you that you changed the thumbnail back 3 years ago. You probably just changed it right now. Game of Thrones memes are fucked up. Last updated thumbnail, 11/24/2020.
He asked him for a collaboration where Nux's excuse was he was going to make fun of him.
People are making this as some sort of, I am supporting him and I'm trying my best to become friends with Shadman, this monster. Which is fucking stupid if you know my content at all. I troll confront people when I collab the same way you do, talking to Keemstar, on LOLcow, and if you watch my videos, you know that. I don't mind if you hate me, but at least hate me for the right reasons.
And at one point he even had direct contact with Shadman, where multiple videos resurfaced of him talking about the DMs.
I'm trying to make his. Yes, I did get DM'd by Shadman every once in a while, back in the day, rarely. I would just wake up out of the blue and boom, I'd have a Shadman DM, and I would literally make fun of him for those DMs later. Man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and
that's a way to start a sentence.
That's a way to start a sentence. And
bruh.
He has some interesting takes on Gardevoir.
He can keep them. I don't think I need to hear them.
Yeah, they're weird. Dude, honestly.
Oh, what the fuck? Yeesh. Yeesh. Yikes, dude. Yeesh, chat. Yeesh.
He can keep them. I don't think I need to hear them.
Yeah, they're weird. Dude, honestly, it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life. Like, through.
It's like he wants to talk about it, bro. Just fucking drop it, dude.
Yeah, they're weird. Dude, honestly, it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life. Like, through DMs. I didn't speak to him. Like,
shut the fuck up, man. Shut your bitch ass up.
Voice, but it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had.
It was like dead ass. He really wanted to talk about it. Yo, this guy's like, oh God, dude. Thanks.
And even one video where he says he doesn't want to get him in trouble.
Shadman once, it was the weirdest interaction of my life. Like, that dude. May actually open up the DMs. Let me see if I can find anything funny he said. Oh my god, I can't even read you most of this. I can't even, oh my god, I literally can't read any of this to you. I really want to show them to you, but I don't want to, like, show you.
See, ew, man. Yo.
I hope you able.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up! What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my god, dude. Like, actually. Holy shit.
I hope you.
Shut up, man. He's like low key. Ew. The more he's like, oh, yeah. It's like he just like wants to like talk about it. It almost sounds like a flex in a sense. You know what I mean? Or it's like a weird brag. Hello?
God, I literally can't read any of this to you. I really want to show them to you, but I don't want to like show you anything that I can't reveal.
Brother,
Like,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But Nux clarifies he never knew about the Keemstar Shadman thing. Now, it's been unclear if Nux was ever going to actually roast Shadman if he did a video with him, or if he truly didn't know about what Shadman was doing. But the fact he had direct contact with someone like Shadman, many still viewed as incriminating, even though in his own words he was just making fun of him. In his response, he also said he regrets a lot of his previous content and the involvement of Loli in them, and he has always been against Loli.
It wasn't a review of LollyCon. That's obviously bad faith. Probably one of the most bad faith ways to twist what actually happened I've ever heard. Now, I have said in the past, and I'll say it again, I do regret making a lot of those old videos. I have literally always been against the lolly. I made old videos where I found, like, crazy hentai, and I showed them to people for shock value. These hentai videos are on YouTube also, and I reacted to a YouTube video, being like, this is crazy that this came out of Japan and is literally on YouTube. So, anyway, it was a little wild. I invited a lot of people to the call. Obviously, no one thought it was weird. People had eyeballs. I mean, everyone thought that the content was weird.
A lot of this controversy just boils down to Nux saying he hated something, but he was involving it in his content and was actively showing it to people. And he also shouldn't have had ties with someone making terrible NSFW art, even if he was going to make fun of him. Now, this is where the controversy...
It doesn't make any sense. That's like equivalent to like when someone talks shit like about another creator and actively does collabs with them. That is literally equivalent to what it's like. It's like, oh, I hate this person, but I'm gonna hang out with them. You know what I mean?
He stood for some time, but then the post-Nux clarity hit for Mudaha a few months later, which, to give him credit, is a good title. But Mudaha made a video basically saying he was distancing himself from Nux due to some feedback he got from Reddit.
But to go back to it, Nux Taku is a former collaborator, a former friend of mine. And I mean really a former friend of mine, because some of the stuff that I've seen over here is disgusting enough that I really can't continue a friendship. And I really can't, like, again, excuse some of my behavior watching some of this content.
He said they had no more business relations and they were no longer friends due to things like the Tiger situation, the Shadman situation, and the Loli involvement, which he had some part in and showed remorse for it.
But in this situation, I just wanted to provide you the context of all of this, right? This wasn't us sitting together watching Loli, you know, just on like the off time. This
game looks atrocious.
Collaboration for one of Nux's main channel videos. And at the time, really nobody thought about it. But we should have. It really did blindside me. There was a bias,
so bad.
call it, you know, friendship bias, call it, you know, there was other creators working on it, but really it was something that I was putting up a blind spot to, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I really shouldn't have done that collaboration, and I really shouldn't have watched that content, and if any way contributed to normalizing it.
And he went on to say he didn't know about Nux's content, and he was naive to some of the things he took part in.
Wait, you showed more in those videos?
But in this video, he was basically taking accountability for his involvement, but then deleted the video, citing he was overreacting, and he apologized to Nux, and they are still friends.
I'm low-key tired of fucking the creators, bro. I'm really am, chat. I'm not even joking. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. I'm just so tired of them.
He apologized to Nux, and they are still friends.
Oh my god.
Muda deleted his video, posted a community post, and then called me. And apologized.
Many thought this was disingenuous of Mudaha taking accountability, then walking it back, and he did receive a lot of flack for this, many citing that wearing the Christian medallion was giving off some gamma radiation.
Oh, brother, what the fuck is going on? Oh my fucking god, dude. Why would anyone unironically wear that? Why would anyone unironically own this shit? Are you kidding? What the fuck? Why would anyone own this?
Many citing that wearing the Christian medallion was giving off some gamma radiation and probably skewed his judgment due to this. And many said he was just throwing Nux under the bus, who was supposedly his friend, so he didn't have to deal with the Reddit hate. Mutahar probably should have thought a lot more about this before making the video, but the two of them made up anyway apparently. But the fallout of this video was a lot of the previous stuff being brought up again against Nux, and other people like Chud Logic were affected when they were told contradicting things by Mutahar and reported on it.
My boots have been pissed on, and I've been told that it's raining, right? It is 100% without question that Mutahar did say to me, okay, he did say to me that it was ending because of Nux Taku and the Shaman connection, and then later changed that.
But overall, a lot of content creators before the post-Nux Clarity video and after did start to distance themselves from Nux.
I love me some chaos now and again, but it was a pretty rough moment there.
So in conclusion, does Nux deserve the reputation of the most hated VTuber? Looking at all the controversies, he tried to do the right thing with the VShojo situation, and the Jaden Animations thing was just kind of a joke, but due to his own actions like contradicting himself at times or going back on what he says and taking no accountability,
it's not helping.
Except for sometimes years later, it has led to a lot of people hating him. So yes, he does somewhat deserve that title, mostly due to his past controversies and the public perception of him. But in the present, I predict we probably won't see any more dramas from Nux.
Oh my fucking god, what the fuck is that in the background?
Of him. But in the present,
brother, ew. Stay away from me, man.
I
That's
predict
nasty.
we probably won't see any more dramas from Nux. I'm probably wrong. Nowadays, dude is just reacting to politics and Adventure Time. And yes, he does get a lot of hate for his political takes, but I'm in no way political or have any knowledge on politics. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and bye-bye.
Yikes. Nux doesn't collab too much because people realize they can get to him, so they just go after people around him. I don't get why would you want to collab with them in the first place. You know what I mean? I think with someone like such as a history, why would you want to collab with them like in the first place? You get it?